welcome to my channel. Welcome to this reading for Aquarius energy. Thank you so much for joining me for this reading. If you're new to my channel, I'm an energy reader and I look at the energy for the sign relevant to the season that we're in right now. So Pisces season, we're still in. And welcome back if you are not new to the channel. I'm going to be using the Chrysalis. The Chrysalis Tarot, which I haven't used for a long time. I actually already did an Aquarius reading, but I think that my energy was low at the time and I wasn't quite satisfied with the reading as far as the quality. Not that I'm not grateful for the messages, but just to recap that reading because it might be relevant to someone. It was about someone with Aquarius energy dealing with something over a long period of time, having something like in the background of their life and not really expressing what they're really feeling about this issue or this whatever it is that came up as a burden. So the advice was to find an avenue of self-expression and be more vulnerable, because in doing that, whether that is talking it out with someone or expressing it in some other way, expressing your vulnerability in some other way, or some new avenue, there would be really positive results. So basically that was the message with that. Someone kind of just pushing something under the rug and not dealing with it. So what's the messages for Aquarius? What messages are there for people with Aquarius energy? And the advice for Pisces season. Strength. I think this came up. Yeah, it did, but I was using another deck. So different symbology. So this strength card has what looks like a voodoo doctor of some kind. Witch doctor. Voodoo practitioner. Someone spiritual but sort of not widely accepted in society, and having to have strength because you're different, you have different practices or something like that. And we have the Page of Spirals, which is the Page of Wands. Really happy, kind of playful energy with the Joker. And the Golden Flower, which is Temperance, which was in reverse. So something may be out of balance. Might need to do some conscious energy work of creating a balance in life. There might be too much of this playfulness. Not that I think that there can be too much playfulness, but could be about taking something a little bit more seriously. The Sun, the Ten of Wands, the Visionary, Knight of Scrolls, Knight of Swords. Seven of Swords. So the Seven of Swords and I think the Ten of Wands, the Strength card, did come out in the other reading. And we've got the King of Cups, the Sojourner, and Phoenix, which is Judgment in reverse. And the Nine of Wands. So there's a similar kind of vibe here with this kind of burden energy of, because your focus is Ten of Spirals, which is having something is literally on the back of this creature. And there's a lot of it. So it could be that you don't quite know how you're going to maneuver through something here, or how to, what direction you should take. He's like at a crossroads. But I feel like this is a problem that's actually resolving itself, because we have the sun, so this is like joy and happiness, but there's also a message here of things have been difficult. There's a tear coming out of the sun's face, and seeing something really clearly, that how maybe you are exposing something of how difficult something's been, or something just is going to be revealed about your life or whatever you're doing that helps you in some way to take a new road with this, whatever this might be. Because I think that it's been out of balance for so long, and there's like this joking kind of energy here that may be covering something up, or may have been covering something up, because the Seven of Scrolls is about it's like there's two doors in this picture, and a lot of scrolls, which have this represents thoughts, and I feel like this is a choice here of where do you go, what choice do you make, what is your inner voice trying to tell you to do about this, because I feel like there's some sort of help coming in for you. The Nine of Wands, this is about perseverance and pushing through. You have the star underneath that. It's like internal, sorry, not internal, or could be, but eternal optimism. It's like it's gonna be fine, it's gonna be fine. That sort of thing. And I think that you've been running in that kind of mind frame, or maybe someone you know, someone that you're related to or in a relationship with, or this could just be a situation where you've been running on hope and not really looking at the solution. Or maybe you have been, maybe you've been trying to find a solution. But I see that it's been a huge burden. And there's a crossroads. So what I want to clarify is the visionary, the Knight of Scrolls, which is the realm of communication and ideas, because I think there's an idea, or someone has an idea, and the King of Cups, which is like he is what makes this King of Cups in this card motivated is emotions, and he's ready to take a journey of the heart into this sort of transformational kind of outcome. So I'm going to clarify these three cards, the Visionary, the Sojourner, and the Phoenix, with the Crystal Wisdom Healing deck. I think whatever it is that you have been dealing with might be unique or unusual, or like you've wanted to take a unique sort of approach, or it could be that it's something that not many people, you feel not many people would understand, and I feel like there's some sort of fear of judgment that I think the energy is trying to get you to overcome. That's my feeling. So let's see. The Visionary. Why is the Visionary the Knight of Scrolls here? Blue lace agate, and this is exactly the crystal that came out when I clarified the other Aquarius reading. And it was clarifying the focus, which was... I'll have to go back and check what the card was, but it was this need to express your vulnerability. It was the need to express the more sensitive side of yourself, the side of yourself that you may have been holding back or not really exposing because of fear of judgment, is what I think. So may not be a fear of judgment, but it has something to do with judgment and the unblocking of a transformation. And so we have the Eye of the Storm, which is a safe haven. So this King of Cups is ready to take a new journey of the heart and find a really safe space to be able to express himself or herself. So during this Pisces season, you might have an idea of how to do this, or someone might approach you, or you might encounter something in your life where it will give you some sort of crossroads where you will see the potential of this safe haven to express this side of yourself or what you've been dealing with. Whether you would actually do that, or the person that this is about would actually do that, is another story. Because the Seven of Swords is like a potential to run away from the problem, or to not be fully open and honest about something. And the rose quartz with the nirvana quartz. So this ultimately, this transformation or this fear, it has to do with love, with the rose quartz and nirvana quartz. This I think that there's a fear of being transparent for some reason. But anyway, let's have a look. So I'll start with the blue lace agate. I won't read the whole thing, just whatever stands out. Self-expression. Speak your heartfelt truth with integrity and confidence. Do not fear being judged. So this is a confirmation. And I did really feel that with the last reading, that there was a fear of expressing yourself or whoever this is about. And return to basics and start again if necessary. So it might be taking a new avenue of finding this safe haven to do this. Focus your mind and open your intuition. So expressing yourself with whatever this is will release a lot of your burdens. Because I feel with it being the 10 of Wands, and it has been, I mean, the base energy of this reading is the 9 of Wands, so it's been going on for a long time. And there's sadness behind this happy face or this joking facade or something like that. Things internally have been not in balance. So the advice here is to find a safe haven to be able to express your sensitive side, your vulnerable side, what you are hiding that has to do with the burdens you've been carrying. This could be, it could be anything. It could be pain from the past experiences, or it could be, not wanting people to think you are less of a person because you went through something or you did something. Could be a condition, it could be anything. Something that you weren't prepared to really show to the world or to people. And what you really have needed is a safe place to express yourself, to get this off your back. So I see that there's a choice here to take a journey of the heart, to find this safe place, with this safe haven. And it says, time to relax and let go of your stress. So for some of you, if you're relating to this and you find it so difficult to really let people into your innermost vulnerable sides and what's really going on the inside about certain things, I feel like if you could do some activities or take avenues where it gives you a sense of relaxation and peace and de-stress somehow. It's trying to say take a new journey of really taking care of yourself, but it does include expressing yourself. This is like a really core part of the healing of this in this story. So finding a place where it's like really peaceful and relaxed. You need to be relaxed to be able to express yourself. And it says excess adrenaline adversely affects your immune system. Switch on the positive potential in your cell walls. Meditate quietly to rejuvenate your DNA. So there's definitely a need here for rejuvenation and refueling. Because I feel like you are the type of person where you like to have fun. It shows me that there's a lot of playful energy here with the mime page of spirals, which is this youthful, fiery energy. You could be the type of person that just makes other people feel good with your positive energy. But deep down there's something that you need to heal or you need to address or express to someone. So the Nirvana quartz is about enlightenment, and the divination is to step off the karmic ground and allow the karma of grace to manifest. Open yourself to receive enlightenment. Recognize this as a new beginning and fresh energy. If you are experiencing traumatic times and soul challenges, relax and wait for resolution. So another message that you need to relax, be patient, and something's going to unfold here over time that is very soul satisfying and soul nourishing. But you have to recognize it, it says. You have to recognize it and not kind of turn your back. He's got his back turned to this fresh energy that has to do with healing and rejuvenation. Do not push against the river and go with the flow. So could be that in this Pisces energy that we're in, that there might be something coming up in your life before we get into Aries energy where there's an opportunity for you to do something or talk with someone and let yourself go through this new avenue because it leads to somewhere that's really loving and positive if you recognize it for what it is. And Let's see what the rose quartz says. Unconditional love. Forgive yourself. Love and beauty approach. Loneliness is at an end. Emotional blockages dissolve. Do not accept blame. So if you're in a habit of blaming yourself for anything, this is going to be slowly unraveled and undone and resolved over time through this, allowing yourself to go through the flow of this new avenue of expression, and recognize that unconditional love and friendships draw exactly the right people to you. Once you love yourself, you can give and receive love from others. Support is available in a crisis. So I do think that there might be something coming in for you in the next couple of weeks that is there to help you. It's there at the right time. And so I'm going to bring in another crystal deck to look at the Ten of Spirals. This crossroads energy with this creature who has a lot of things that he's carrying. Ground, smoky quartz. So the smoky quartz crystal is a transmutational crystal, and I feel that there's a message here about it's been difficult for you to find anything that feels grounding to you because of the things that you've needed to, the energy that you're carrying with you that needs to be transmuted. It could be like some kind of fear here about people or someone seeing like deeper into you, or what you might have been dealing with, or how you've been dealing with something. So you could be afraid of someone judging you or blaming you for the road that you've been on, or whatever, something like that. So try to release that self-judgment or fear, if that is relevant. And pay attention to what comes into your life over the next couple of weeks with this kind of new experience. Could be a person or an opportunity. So I'm going to bring in some advice with the botanical inspiration deck. The Amaryllis, which is determination and creative achievement. You can't use up creativity. The more you use, the more you have. So this is talking about vitality and creativity. And maybe you have felt like you have had a creative block, or you cannot what am I trying to say? Maybe you have felt like you can't generate, that's the word I was looking for, more creative energy. But what it's saying is that with determination and a mindset here, that you won't sweep something under the rug or turn away from opportunities when they present themselves. That you I'm totally losing my train of thought. So it's just like, I feel like this is someone who is aware of this but doesn't want to deal with it, like the other reading says. So I feel like the most important thing here is that something is going to come in that is going to help you to get back into your true flow of things, and your creativity and your vitality. Something's going to alleviate some burdens and stress, and it'll be very grounding as long as you recognize it and not turn away from it. And false indigo, which is immersion and intuition. When you reach the end of what you should know, you will be at the beginning of what you should sense. So there may have been, you might have been telling yourself some big fat ones about this, which is a shadow side of Aquarius, I think. Not, it goes in line with this Seven of Scrolls and this sort of putting on a happy face, or this joking like facade, when there's something deeper that you might not be sharing, or maybe not many people know about you that you've had, and it's not your fault. So taking on a burden all by yourself is not necessary, because it's saying that there is, when you get to the point of that you can't go any longer this way, carrying so much on your own and not feeling grounded and not feeling stable, or not feeling energetic or creative because of this, then it's saying you will be at the beginning of a new journey that has to do with following your intuition in what is right for you, what is good for you, and what is healing for you. Your intuitive senses kind of take over at this point. Destiny. It is not in the stars to hold our destiny, but in ourselves. And that is a William Shakespeare quote with the camellia flower. So we have, I think that this goes back to something that has been in the past for a long time, or like it's like you've taken on some sort of responsibility or burden, or like said to yourself, well, this is just the way I am, I'm just like that. Which there may be some truth to that. Maybe like in your blueprint there is these things that make you do certain things, or react in certain ways, or approach things in certain ways, but what it's saying is that nothing is really set in stone, and you have the power to create your own destiny. Do one more advice card and then finish with the crystal mandala. Prosperity and compassion. Prosperity depends more on wanting what you have than on having what you want. So there is, the advice here is that I feel that you need to be a little bit more compassionate with yourself. Get out of some sort of self-judgment, or not facing something, or telling yourself something that is too rigid, that is it's in a negative kind of realm, because this is just adding burden to your life. Like, let's say you're dealing with something and you've been dealing with it for a long time, it's part of your life somehow, and you've the way that you have dealt with it is by a sense of humor, and you've told yourself that's how you just deal with it. You just deal with it by having a sense of humor and putting on a happy face. And like I said, there is truth in this old way that you have been operating, but it's saying there's a new possibility here of having a lot more compassion for yourself and exploring something new, and realizing that it doesn't have to be that difficult. And there's prosperous energy. This could be about money issues that you've had for a long time, or it could be something within the physical body. And so prosperity depending on wanting what you have, which to me means this loving yourself, loving what you have, loving the things about yourself or your situation or your life that bring in this prosperous sort of, because there's something that you kind of draw on that does have a positive energy in your life. Because if you can get through this with a sense of humor, then there's definitely something about your personality or your life where there are positive things. So it's saying focusing more on that kind of energy rather than using it as self-medication, if that makes any sense. Being grateful for the good things, and not having this eternal hopeless kind of, it'll get better one day, or I don't need to deal with that right now because eventually it'll work out. I think what it's saying for you, Aquarius, is that sometimes it doesn't just magically work out in your best interest if you are not taking action. And this is saying, once you recognize an opportunity, let's say it's a conversation, you're in a relationship, there's something that's been a burden to you, or your partner doesn't know about it, and the opportunity presents itself where you both are in a really happy place, you're joking around, there's lots of fun and laughter, and there is, maybe the other person opens up to you about something vulnerable, that is an opportunity for you to do the same. Rather than just being a really positive support for them, which is good, but you need that too in return. And if someone doesn't see it, they can't give you that support. So that's where I think this fear of judgment comes in. And you, like, because this bird is so colorful, I feel like there's maybe a habit of just being how you perceive is the best way to be, to make the other person happy or to make the situation go smoothly. So it's like a totally new kind of way to deal with something here, and you definitely have what it takes. You are a visionary, or you have that energy if you have Aquarius energy, and there could be something, in your astrology at the moment that's going to open up an opportunity for this to take place, is what I feel. So finally, to finish this reading, I'm going to bring in a crystal mandala. Tiger Spirit Rises. Tiger's Eye. So it's talking about having to trust in a self that you don't fully recognize yet. So this is sort of like taking a leap of faith and following your intuition when all of your thoughts and your past conditioning or your ideas and your brilliant mind have come up with all these different kinds of rationalizations or solutions or whatever it is that you tell yourself, good or bad. There's a point here where I feel like it's saying your intuition is going to take over. And this is going to be like a leap of faith, because I think that you normally operate on intuition, but mostly your mind. And what is logical to you, what is appealing to you mentally. And so you might recognize this new opportunity, or whoever that comes into your life, or whatever opportunity presents itself, I feel like you're going to recognize it, and your intuition will tell you to follow it. And you're going to, it's like, that's why the strength, because up until this point, because it's showing me strength, it's saying that you have the strength. The strength has been built up to a point now where your soul is able to take this step into taking a leap of faith, whereas maybe in the past you wouldn't have, because the strength wasn't there. And so this could be in a lot of different situations. Like I said, this could be a physical thing, like a condition. This could be, something that is a relationship, more in a relationship realm. So, or like I said, money issues. Maybe you have just enough amount of prosperity at the moment where it's going to connect the dots for you and join, connect your path to something that is energetically close enough so that you see this and you get on that train, or you take that leap of faith to this safe haven. Because I feel once you find that and you embrace that and you start to express yourself either verbally or physically in a way that is new to you, following your intuition more, then I feel like you can't go back after that. This is like, that's why I feel like it's showing me a crossroads. Do I keep kind of plodding along, dealing with this, just having a good time in life, going with my friends, or having interesting conversations and doing things that I like to do, but always having this burden on my back that no one really knows about, no one really sees deeper into me? Or do I take a leap of faith, follow my intuition, and go into this safe haven where it's going to provide new stuff that I've never had before? So it's saying that you have to trust in a self. So again, the Pisces energy, this is really about trusting and believing in something that you don't really see clearly. And the more you do this and use your intuition, the stronger it becomes. Your mind may tell you that if you don't play by the rules and force yourself to behave in particular ways as dictated by society, you'll become a monster without compassion, value, or lovableness, or that you'll become lazy, rejected, selfish, or alone. So there's the fears. These are fears the mind holds onto that help keep you caged. What happens when you tap into your wildness is that your authenticity is discovered. You find out who you are. You give yourself permission to recognize that you're a spiritual being. You allow yourself to operate in broader ways than those dictated by society. You trust in spiritual laws, and you are willing to take risks to bring authentic creative visions to life. You might have had like brilliant ideas and you kept them all to yourself because you were afraid that they would be rejected. This goes in the same stream of energy that I'm picking up. And so it's time to find a place where you can express these things, because they are brilliant. And I think that there are things also in there that have been troubling you that also need to be unloaded and expressed. When society tells you that for you to be successful, you must walk a particular path at a particular time and in a particular way, you roar at it. So there's a rebellious message here, like you, and I know Aquarius doesn't like being told what to do. I know that much. And so with this recognition of what's coming in, you might have this, because you operate that way and you don't like being told how to do things and what to do about yourself, you just automatically put up a wall and reject it. So I think that there's a message here to really pay attention to this King of Cups that's coming in, and it could come in as a person, or something that has Pisces energy about it, something sort of mysterious, enticing. You'll know it when you come across this, and I feel like that's the point where the crossroad will be. And because it's in line with the Judgment card, which is the balance, I think that this will restore the inner balance inside. And also, it looks like a wheel. It looks like, and there's Pisces, the two fish. Interesting that it's on Temperance, because it's Sagittarius energy, but it's showing two fish and this sunflower. And so there's a balance, just like Pisces. The shadow side of Pisces is like going too far into one aspect of Pisces, when there's two aspects, two worlds that Pisces lives in. And when they're too much in one world, it creates disruption in life. And so I think this will restore a lot of your creativity, a lot of your creativity, and has to do with your visionary kind of gifts as well. So that's the message for Aquarius. Thanks so much for watching this reading, and I'm sending you lots of love, and I'll see you next time. Bye.